Good evening. Ah, Derek, that's dope. Okay. Welcome to the haunted castle of yours truly, Big Daddy John, Orgasmic Conscious Cooking with Being John Ashford. Guess what? It's Halloween. Happy Halloween. Orgasmic Conscious Cooking. My ass got kind of stuck. We had a little technical difficulty. Y'all, check this out. Derek blocked us right. Fuck Galaxy and all this shit. Apple is my new friend. I'm tired of y'all technical difficulties. Anyway, y'all I've been driving a Lexus in the last couple of years. I'm going to the Lexus of computers. So I can hit the road. Anyway, hope you guys have a wonderful haunted evening. We're gonna make some caramel apples tonight. We did it last year. We do this every year. My mom started doing when I was a kid. We would have parties and she would make all our candies and all. So I've been doing that for my kids forever. And so I had somebody vote yesterday. My son voted for it. A couple of people want the lamb balls. Lambs don't have balls. Lamb meatballs and green sauce. This is gonna come later. What's up, my brother Gino? Rocking in the house. Nice set. It looks beautiful. The works of Derek Blocker. Okay, this is getting a little too hot. Let's cool this down a little bit. So while I talk tonight, Donna, how you doing? So it's caramel apples. Donna, I'm bringing some caramel apples to Chicago, but I'm gonna show you guys. I'm gonna make the caramel up tonight, and in the process of making the caramel up, I will put some in the fridge and make caramel apples just before I arrive. I'm gonna show you how you can actually do it. We're gonna make the caramel apples fresh, so that when you make them, the best. And let me tell you where this comes from. The best thing about when they're fresh, the warm caramel on the apple is in the refrigerator. They have to stay cold, so when they come out, they stop the caramel solidifies really quick on the apple. The other thing, you don't want to overcook the caramel because then you break your tooth. That's not cool. So this is a cookbook that I was given when I was working at Hamburger and Mary's downtown Portland. I was a sous chef. I made all the sauces and all, and so the head chef gave me a cookbook, and my mom had this cookbook. And so this is the recipe where it's called the Double Day, the Double Day Cookbook, Gene Anderson and Elaine Hanna. I've had this cookbook forever. My mom has one, but I didn't know that she had the same one, but great minds think alike. So we're gonna go ahead and get started because this process is gonna take probably about 40 minutes. So we're gonna go a little bit longer tonight. So what we're gonna do, this is really hot. We have a candy thermometer in here. Let me go back so I can explain this candy thermometer. This candy thermometer, you want to have a candy thermometer when you're making caramel, because what happens when it gets a certain temperature, when it gets to about 236, I'm gonna put more cream in it to cool it down, and then it just continues to bubble. Okay, it's gonna be a light blonde. I'm looking at the wrong camera. It's gonna be a light blonde, and it's gonna turn caramel in color. The other thing, you can't leave caramel alone. It's like a little kid. You got to pay attention. You got to stir it up. Okay. Also tonight, I'm gonna talk about this other aspect. Well, let me get this started. So, because I don't want to be here all night, and I know Derek got to do something. So, what we're gonna do is we're gonna drop in our sugar first, and then our corn syrup, and that's 2 cups of sugar. And our corn syrup. So I doubled this batch because it's not enough caramel that I want to do. So I doubled everything. So this recipe now is everything doubled. Okay. And what I want to do is I want to drop a cup of cream in there now. Voila. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna stir this up. Okay. And I hear Gino. I was supposed to buy an above camera, but I didn't win that fucking janky ass contest. I ain't mad. You can't tell, huh? But it needs, like Tori said, this caramel needs consistent love. So you have to stir it, and I have it on medium high. And so I'm gonna stop it for a little bit so it can do its thing. But what you want to do is make sure all the crystals of sugar is combined with the corn syrup and the cream. Okay, I use heavy cream, which is gonna give me more milk fat. It's gonna make a richer caramel. Okay. Some people you can't use half and half. You gotta have the fat. You gotta have the fat in it. Okay. And then later on, we're gonna add salt and vanilla at the very end for flavor. And then we're gonna take our cold apples, dip it in there, and do its thing. So, like I said, this cookbook has been like, if you could see, I don't know if you guys can see this. I'm turning this around. It's got sticky stuff all on it. hope you can see this page. It's worn because I've made this caramel over and over again. I use it for a lot of different recipes. Okay, so it's beginning to boil, so I'm gonna pay attention to it. So I'm gonna read this for you guys. Okay, so this is what you do. You place sugar and syrup, half cup of cream. Okay, but I actually have changed the spiders in my face. Oh my God, Spider-Man. Ah, okay. Now I know it's not freezing. Okay, we have a technical. Come on, y'all, talk to me. Okay, so we're gonna keep it stirring until it starts to get to 236 degrees Fahrenheit. Okay, and so I want to make sure it's doing its thing. Okay, so what I wanted to talk to you guys tonight about is a conscious tool. Okay, and when I talk about a conscious tool, this tool is something I was thinking about. You guys know I teach a bunch of these classes around access consciousness and choice and creating shit. And one of the things I realize is I have a bunch of tools that I've never really used consistently. So to start today, what I decided to do is that tonight and first thing in the morning, I'm actually going to use this tool. All of life comes to me with ease, joy, and glory. Now, I'm going to tell you what that means. All of life comes to me with ease, joy, and glory. So you know how sometimes you get bogged down, you think the world's all on your shoulders? Well, it might be. But if you say this clearing statement, it's a mantra. What you're doing is you're clearing out stuff. All of life, all of the good, the bad, and the ugly comes to me with ease, joy, and glory. Glory being abundance, like a lot of it and above. So what happens, it allows you to think outside this box. Okay? And so I'm going to use this for 10. I'm going to do this live on Facebook and I want to say Showtime, Instagram, to invite people if they want to join me with that. I'm going to do that first thing in the morning at like 6:30 and like 9:30 in the evening, PM. And I'm going to just see what that creates. So once in a while, because what I noticed today, I had a friend send me turn this up a little bit. I had a friend send me a little video about this one dude who actually was growing pumpkins, and the pumpkins got out of control. And so he took it to a school, and he was talking about the Great Pumpkin, Charlie Brown Great Pumpkin book. And in the process, he talked about the joy of choosing joy. Oh, that great pumpkin, yes. Thanks, dear. Derek Blocker, y'all. What would I do without that brother? So anyway, he was talking about how the kids were so enchanted with his story and him bringing pumpkins and them bringing them. He brought them all these pumpkins, right? Then at the very end, they gave him the pumpkins back. Yeah. Now, okay, I got to get back to this. I got to turn this down because what you don't want this to do is to boil over, and what you definitely don't want you to do. I'm gonna tilt it a little bit. Hopefully, you guys can see it. This will make a hot mess. Okay, and it will burn the hell out of you. So you want to turn it down because now I have it boiling. Now our caramel is beginning to happen. What it is the slow of the browning of the sugars and the cream. And when this gets to 236 degrees, which is actually hard boil, soft boil. So 238 is what I'm looking at. 238 for soft boil. Then I'll add more cream to it. But I'm gonna let it bubble. And at the very bottom, the reason you want to scrape it with a spoon, wooden or metal spoon, is because it removes all the browning, and it actually turns the entire pot caramel brown, like me. How's it get better than that? Okay, so I told you this is going to be a little bit a longer episode because this is going to be really intense. This part here about making it turn caramel, and so I'm gonna let you guys see it as I take every step. So we took all the sugar and the corn syrup, we added to the pot, and then we took a third of the cream, which is 3 cups because I doubled everything, right? So 3 cups. So I put a cup in there, and as soon as it gets to 236, I'll add another cup, stir it up a little bit more, and finally I add the last third, which is a full cup, and then I'll add my salt and my vanilla. Now, this pan here. Yeah, your mama making, yeah, Gino, man. Yeah, our parents both did that. That's my other brother, y'all. Y'all, I don't know if you can see Gino on here, but I don't know if he ever comes in. Derek, can you bring him in? Bring his ass in here if he comes in here. I can't hear him though. Damn. Dear Gino, I'm moving to Apple. I'm tired of the conflict with, I ain't gonna talk about Samsung no more. Fuck them. But anyway. So anyway, going back to this. What this is I don't use parchment paper anymore. I found these at Costco, and there are these rubber pads that I use for cookies. And then what I did for this, I sprayed a little bit of coconut oil on there. So the caramel, because caramel has a tendency of sticking to things. I don't want that to happen. Okay. It's looking wonderful. Let's see. Check this out. Okay, I'm good over here. Welcome to the fam. Yes. Yes. Okay. So over here, you know how you get the caramel apples? And so I was at work. Everything here is organic because I really prefer cooking with organic items because they actually taste better. And sometimes they're a lot healthier for you. So we have some organic pecans. We have peanuts, chopped peanuts. And we have Heath pieces, okay? Now, I'm not going to use the Heath pieces because I saw that with the pictures I put up on Facebook and Instagram had Heath on it. And I was like, that's a lot of sweetness, you know? So I want more protein on it. So the salt or the nuts offset all the sugar. So I'm using organic. I'm using organic Granny Smith apples. I'm having a sour apple. I don't want a sweet apple. I want an apple that can hold its weight and not break down. So I'm using Granny Smith apples. Okay. Anybody got any jokes out there? Seems like my camera is freezing. Something's freezing. Derek was talking for a little bit, but he stopped talking. Once in a while he was. Sometimes, Gino, sometimes you got to check him so he don't fall asleep on the brother. That one time, that's the funniest time. I know I'm picking on. He was like, John, would you get over that? That shit was funny. I was like, what was happening? Tori said she loves peanuts, so sweet and the sweet and salty, the combination. Oh my God. Okay, so I'm gonna show you what a Granny Smith while that's cooking real quick. So what you're gonna do, this is a Granny Smith apple. The core is out of it, without the core, where the stem is out. And so what we're gonna do when it comes time is we're gonna take a stick, put it in there, put the apple in there and just coat it, pull it up, cold apple. The caramel's gonna start to harden on here. You got it? And then you're gonna dip it in the nuts, or if you want to dip it in candy, and we're ready to go. Adelia, what's up, sister? Caramel apples. And also, people who work with me, I am taking these apples to work tomorrow. Now, this is kind of funny, some of the people in my job, and I have to get used to people. I told them I was bringing in caramel apples, and they said, well, how much are they? They said, well, I said, they're $8. So they like, $8? I can get one at Fred Meyer's. And she said, oh, I don't mean to offend you. I was like, no, you didn't offend me. You just don't eat the quality of food that I eat, you know? And I realized that because each apple is about $2. So, and the ingredients of organic nuts and all, people, and that's the other reason with why I really started the show is help people start to look at what they're putting in their body. And if they realize how much things cost, if you eating shit and you can get an apple for $4 and they got to make a profit, they're not using really organic cream. They're not using anything organic. The peanuts probably been sitting on the shelf for about 2-3 years. You got to get connected to your food, y'all. Okay. So I wish I had another camera you guys see this because it's slowly browning. And so this is a slow process. Once it gets started though, you add the cream, it actually will move a little bit faster. But the first part is just getting it up to, it's almost a soft boil. I'm gonna quit stirring it. So why this tool of all life comes to me with ease, joy, and glory? A lot of us get stuck when something bad and we can't get out of the way of the bad experience that you're having. And it's only experience. It doesn't really define you. It actually is something that is happening in that 10 seconds. And we get stuck with that. What if you weren't stuck anymore? What if you were willing to actually step outside of being stuck and ask a question or do a clearing? All of life, the good, the bad, and the ugly. I like this, dear. Can I dance with that dude? I do like this. That dance, yeah. He looked like he had a little too much tequila, rum. He's been walking the streets too much tonight. Or he's been partying in Chicago someplace. Okay, so this is getting really nice and thick. Y'all can see that, right? Okay, and it's blonde. Okay, when we finish, it will be completely golden brown. Okay, so the other piece about it, you know, I always talk about kindness, and yeah, the graphics are fucking awesome, Derek. Makes me like want to open my door. And how many people guys are? Well, I know it's later in some places, but on the West Coast, it's only 6:51, so we have trick or treaters. But I wasn't able to do trick or treating because I wanted to do it, but Troy, so you got to keep an eye on the caramel. I want to give kids some candy, but give kids candy, that sounds kind of pervy, huh? Not really, not like that. But anyway, joy. You know, I'm realizing that that's a shortage on the planet right now. We have so much madness right now on planet Earth that we're forgetting. I hope you guys, can y'all hear that? I'm actually stirring the bottom of the pot to make sure I get all the brown particles on the bottom. And it's really kind of interesting because at the very end, when I take the thermometer out, I'll see a spot where I could not scrape because you don't want to keep on bumping into that thermometer, because if you break the thermometer, you got to throw everything out because the mercury will shoot right into the sugar. That wouldn't be good. It's turning brown, so I'm gonna add another cup of cream. And it cools it down a little bit. We stir it up a little bit more. And it's actually beginning to do its thing, y'all. So, the joy. What does it take to have more joy on the planet? You know, I'm not a politician. You know, I don't even really get into politics. I talk about politics once in a while. But, you know, I'm beginning to realize a lot of the politics of the planet are tools of separation and isolation. And I think in the process of doing that, we start going to the extremes and we forget the common bond of love that we could have. You know, a friend of mine says it takes more muscles to frown than to smile. But yet, most people walking around like, have you ever noticed that sometimes I drive by and I'm looking at people and they're so preoccupied. And if you're sensitive, you actually realize they're actually bogged down by other bullshit that ain't really real. And I wish sometime I could take just a snowball of joy and heave it into somebody's car. So poof, and you see the spider webs and spiders moving and the pumpkin dance like you guys saw the graphic before. Where's that joy? Where do we forget that? Where do we leave that? So I'm gonna show you guys another trick to the trade. I put a bowl and added some Christmas candy to it. That's my sister. Yeah, it doesn't matter what type of candy it is. It's just candy. You guys understand the history of Halloween? It's kind of interesting. The big day is actually tomorrow. Many cultures around the planet, indigenous cultures, celebrate the Day of the Dead, or All Souls Day in the church, Catholic churches. That's one of the things they celebrate. And it's actually honoring those who came before you. And we actually have a hard time, especially in the United States, honoring those who came before us. It's kind of funny to me. Okay, so this is at 225. Y'all see that? See how it's turning more brown? I almost said browner. It's almost peanut brown. We're gonna get it to be like my color. Okay, caramel. So I want you guys to do this with me. I'm gonna do this 10 times, okay? And I want y'all to help me. It's just a mantra. And let's see what that changes. I like to mess and play with things, see what happens. Does it create something totally different? All of life comes to me with ease, joy, and glory. All of life comes to me with ease, joy, and glory. All of life comes to me ease, joy, and glory. All of life comes to me ease, joy, and glory. All of life comes to me ease, joy, and glory. All of life comes to me ease, joy, and glory. All of life comes to me ease, joy, and glory. All of life comes to me ease, joy, and glory. All of life comes to me ease, joy, and glory. All of life comes to me ease, joy, and glory. It's 10 times. Okay? And there are other mantras that you can use. I use all types of mantras because I realize the power of words, the power of speech, the power. Spells are words put together, creating an energy, creating a different outcome. Okay. So my caramel is actually doing what I wanted to do. Okay. We're almost there. Almost there. So what we're going to do, I'm going to drop the last bit of the cream in here. Get my spatula, my handy dandy spatula. Get all my cream out. That butter fat. I want that butter fat. So like there says half a cup. So what I did is you put it in thirds. So if you were just doing a half, you just do it in thirds. That's really important to realize. Okay. That everything's gonna be done in thirds. Got my mess, clean your mess. And as you cook, clean your mess as you go. I don't always do that, but I'm gonna do it here to get in practice. Okay, so I'm stirring this. And once this thickens again and it gets to soft boil, time for the apples. Time to create the caramel apples. Okay. And I'm gonna do about 4 of them so you can see the different apples. I'm gonna do two, well, maybe I do 5. 2 peanut, 2 pecan, and 2 plain. That's 6, huh? Just probably 4. Because I want to make them fresh. And what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take the caramel after I start working with it, I'm gonna take it and sit it aside, and I'm gonna spray a bowl with the coconut oil, and then let's cool in there so I can just fold it and I can put it in a double pot, put it on water, boiling water, the caramel on the top, and I can do the caramel apples again. Because I won't bring it to a boil, I just want it to soften. Okay. It's doing it. So I'm gonna show you guys a test. How do you store leftover caramel? Real quick. You don't have to put it in the fridge because it's something about sugar and all the sugar that's in here. It actually creates, it's a, not an insulator, preservative. And so you could put it in a plastic bag, put it on a shelf. You can't keep it in the refrigerator, but it's no need because you would think like, well, the cream go bad. No, the cream has actually, this is chemistry. It's actually changing its chemical form. And you can have fun with it. I don't need that anymore. So, and I'm gonna keep going back and forth. Man, that overhead camera would really, maybe Santa Claus will bring me one. I gotta figure out where Santa Claus is with that. It would, so I am gonna do something. So Gino was asking a question. Can you guys see that there? You can see a little bit of that, okay. It's turned into the caramel. Now I have to pay attention to the temperature because I don't want it to get hard. I don't want a hard caramel because I don't want a hard crack because then I'll have a candy apple. Like when you see the red candy apple, I don't want that. I want a caramel. And it's doing this thing. It's actually doing this thing. So I'm gonna show you guys a secret, okay? My mom showed me this. Hope I got a clear bowl. Give me some ice water. What you can do, Pamela Marie asked, trick or treat. Yes. Okay, this is cold water. And what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna test my caramel. And if it drops off in here, I don't need that much water. And it starts to create a ball, it's ready. But if it just dissolves, it ain't ready. And I think it looks coming off here like it's ready. A little bit more time. Now, I would taste that, but if you lick that right now, your ass going to end up going to the hospital. And I'm not going to make a comedy show for you guys, okay? It's doing this thing. So Derek's right, but let's see, look how, Gino. Look at that. Dolce. Golden caramel. Okay, so it took about 30 minutes. We started about 5, so caramel's almost ready. We have probably about 2-3 more minutes left of this, and then we can get started. But I can't forget to add some ingredients. Yeah, it has to do a little bit more cooking. We're gonna do 2 teaspoons of vanilla, 1 teaspoon of salt. Now, I'm increasing the salt. Well, I doubled everything. I'm increasing the salt because that salted caramel y'all had before, salted caramel apple. So we're going to increase our salt to 1 full teaspoon. Okay. How's it get better than this? So, the other thing too, you know, I want to wish my one brother, Antoine Stoudemire's birthday today. I hope he's having a wonderful evening. You know, the other thing, do you have gratitude for people? And do you ever let people know that you have real gratitude for them? You know what I'm saying? How many people know that you really care for them? Or do you have to just wait to special occasions? You know, I went someplace this weekend. My wife and I went to a friend's 20th birthday party, and he gave shout outs to people. And at first I was like, man, this dude's not going to stop talking. Jamal, I love it though, because I was getting a little tired. But at the end of the night, he actually brought people together. And I thought that was kind of dope. I'm going to change this water so we can do this one more time. It actually is solidifying. So, because what I don't want it to do is burn, because then the caramel will have a burnt taste. You can't change it once that happens. You're married to it. So let's do this. Yeah, we got caramel. We got caramel, y'all. See how this looks? Okay. Yeah, we ready. So I'm gonna move everything to the side. Okay. Let me double check. I wanted to make one more double check. Yeah, okay, yeah. You got to keep on stirring it up, because I see the brown specks coming from the bottom, and it's actually caramelizing. It's actually kind of burning the sugar, but slowly. You don't want it to get a burnt taste, because you can't get rid of that damn burnt taste when that happens. We'll let it cool a little bit. And you find these candy thermometers online. This is my second. I have 2 of them. It's bubbling. And it looks like caramel. So let me take this out here. Okay. Put this back on here for a second. Let's see if this caramel's ready. Yep. So. Keep it on here for a second. Turn this off. Delicious. Okay. 7:03. So I'm gonna let this sit for a little bit on this heat, just a tad bit more, because I want it to solidify a little bit more. But I don't want it to get so solid that I can't work with it. And if you get it too solid, it's hard to work with. I don't know if my aunt's still on. Yeah, you have to work fast with caramel. Yes and no. Once it becomes caramel, you don't. You just have to work fast with it when it's on the eye, because it keeps on. This heat will continue to. Yeah, so the edges are actually. Okay. So I'm gonna show you guys what I'm gonna do first, but I need to add my ingredients. My hefty salt. I'm gonna do a full teaspoon, y'all. I want that salted caramel effect. Okay. And then my vanilla. 2 teaspoons. 3 for good luck. Have that deep vanilla flavor. Oh my God. Oh my God. Okay. The best apples again to use, dear Gino, Granny Smith. Granny Smith is gonna give the contrast of the sour taste with the heavy sweet taste of the caramel, and they hold up pretty good as a caramel apple. So we're ready to get started for our first apple. Actually, I want to do something so I can work from this space here. So you guys pardon me for 1 second. I don't want to cross that hot eye over there. So I'm gonna move all of this over here. My water and my pan. So I'm gonna move these nuts over here. So this eye is really hot, so I want to be very, very careful with it. So let me see. Is it caramelized? See that, guys, coming off of here? Perfect. Perfect. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna take our stick, stick it in there. If we get down in there, we're gonna give it a bath. We're gonna take it. I'm gonna do it like this. So I'm gonna put the caramel on top of the apple, so cascades off the apple. Like that. Y'all see that? Now, the name of this game is not to burn yourself with the caramel, but keep on turning it so it starts to, so the coldness from the center of the apple starts to, voila. Y'all see that? See that? So I'm turning it, just paying attention to it so that it can harden from the center, okay? A caramel apple. Now, this is not a $4 apple, y'all, because we're about to kick it up a couple of notches, okay? So it's doing this thing right there, like that, like that. So what we're gonna do, take our peanuts, bam. Give it a little bath on the side, a peanut bath. And first apple, drop it like it's hot, drop it like it's hot, okay? Grab our second apple. I'm gonna do a couple of these. And I want them to stay cold because actually the first place that I saw this, we were in Colorado. When my parents used to live in Colorado, they used to take all their friends up to this place where this guy did it. And he emphasized that apples have to stay cold in the fridge. You don't want them sitting on the counter because it won't help the caramel harden on the apple. And you got to get the stick down in there, because the caramel's kind of heavy. Okay, so you sit in there, cascade over the top, turn apple as you're doing that. And voila. See that? And it's a trick just to turn it. And it's kind of cool because as it's actually hardening from the inside out. So what I do is I turn it here, let it fall a little bit, and then you watch it like that. See that? Very, very interesting. There we go. There it is. Voila. Now, I wouldn't give it to you to eat right like this. You have to wait a little bit because Tori says she's having dessert first thing. Derek, you know she's going to be running down here pretty soon. So give it a pecan bath. This one's going to get a pecan bath. And voila, the pecan. Okay, we'll do 2 more and then I'll let you guys out of here. I'll do 1 plain and then you guys decide if the next one's going to be pecans or peanuts. Do I have a vote out there? If anybody from my job is watching this and they say something right now, the first person who responds, they'll get a free apple tomorrow. Everybody else has to pay about $7, $8. Okay. Stick it in here, cascade over the top. And voila. Make sure you get it all over the apple. Okay. And as it starts to look like it's going to cascade and fall off, you turn. Tori says peanuts. Okay. So I guess we'll do another peanut one. There we go. See that? Bam! Orgasmic. See how quick that was? It's 7:10. I'm a little bit longer. I'm gonna do one more apple and then I'm gonna let you guys go. Because I know some of you guys have to go to bed. I don't want to keep Derek up past his bedtime. He might fall asleep on me. The second one. Okay. So one more and we'll call it quits tonight. 4 is a charm. 4 is a charm. I used to do it. My kids love this. So the caramel's hardening, which is fine. So as soon as I get off of here, I'm gonna pour it in a bowl, a glass bowl, and I'm gonna let it harden, gel, and then I'll take it out and I can put it in another pan, a double pan. Donna, meet the newest employee. So check this out. Donna, I was gonna ask a question. I don't remember Mother there making these. I know Mom made these when I was a kid, but my grandmother probably did. So look at that. Look at that, y'all. Ugh. How's it better than this? Orgasmically living. Okay. So did we decide this last one? I guess I'll make it plain. So I'll take the work, let people taste it, and see what they're. Yeah. Nah. Check this out. Okay. There you have it. Without dropping them. Voila, caramel apples. So I'm gonna let you guys get out of here. I've held you over about 45 minutes. We went a little bit longer than what we normally do, but I just want you guys to see what it looks like from beginning to end. Happy Halloween. Hope you guys have a wonderful, wonderful, wonderful day, evening, whatever time you see this. And remember this, all of life comes to me with ease, joy, and glory. And you know, I end each show saying what? Please be kind to you first. Do me a huge favor. Be kind to you and let it spread. Let it become contagious and be kind to others. Peace. See you guys next week. Subscribe. Oh, yeah. Subscribe Being John Ash. I forgot. Damn. Being John Ash on YouTube. I need to subscribe. Subscribers, please subscribe. Show a brother some love. Tell people how handsome I am. Peace. Love you, Aunt Donna. Thanks for coming on, dear. Gino, Derek, thanks. Subscribe. It won't hurt anything. Have your friends subscribe. If you want recipes, hit me up. I can show you how to do this again or explain it to you on phone.